Okay, good morning. Welcome to Friday Flow. Let's go ahead and start seated. So you're going to find a nice comfortable seated position on your mat. And that can be cross-legged or seated on your shins like I'm doing right now. So again, whatever is comfortable for you. So if you're new, welcome. My name is Ellen. This is a yoga-inspired workout. So after talking to a lot of people this week has been, it's felt a little extra long or a little more challenging than normal. So if you are feeling that way, you are not alone. I don't know what it is about this week. This feels like it's been really hard and really tough, and a lot of people have just been very tired and anxious. So we're going to focus on stretching first and keeping it low to the mat, and then we'll take it up and do some basic yoga poses. And again, if you're visiting from a site that isn't my site, that isn't FOHO, please type that into the chat box. So I want to let everyone know about a special class that Sarah and I are doing next week. So please make sure to let me know what site you're from. Okay, so seated position. Let's just go ahead and start with some nice shoulder rolls. So this morning, just focusing on some really basic stretches. And as always, I encourage you all to take this at whatever pace you would like to, and to listen to your body and really just do what you can this morning. So a couple more shoulder rolls, up, down, and around. Finding any comfortable seated position. Doesn't have to be what I'm doing here. Do one more big shoulder roll. We're going to go ahead and interlace those fingers in front of us, and we're going to push out and away. As we start to draw that navel in towards our spine, you're going to round your spine, tuck your chin to your chest, and hold this here for a couple of breaths. Spreading those shoulder blades apart, pushing those hands in opposition. One more breath. And we're going to slowly do the opposite stretch. So you're either going to just simply squeeze those shoulder blades together, or maybe you can reach your hands behind you, interlace those fingers. You're going to now push your shoulder blades together. Squeeze to open up through the chest. You arch the back a little bit here, and if you're feeling comfortable, go ahead and tilt that head up and back. Again, holding here for just a couple of breaths. Imagine me sort of pulling those shoulders back and together. So big stretch here through the chest and shoulders. Especially if you sit all day for your job, this is a really good stretch to do. And then go ahead and release. So let's just move through those 2 more times, maybe a little bit faster. Take an inhale and exhale. Press those hands out and away from you. We're now rounding our back, tucking our chin down. And then go ahead and switch. Hands behind you, or just squeezing your shoulder blades together. And now we're arching the back, opening up through the chest. Maybe the head tilts back. And then release. So one more time through those 2. Big inhale, big exhale, push it away. One more breath. And then back to the center. So big inhale, squeezing those shoulder blades together, and then exhale, allowing that head to fall back. And then go ahead and release and shake it out. I'm just going to adjust my seated position. So feel free to do that as well. So now we're just going to do a side stretch through the body. So we're going to start with that left hand. We're going to reach it up. And then as we exhale here, we're going to reach over to the side, taking a couple of breaths to find some length in the side body here. So making sure to ground those hips into the floor. And as you're pushing into the floor, lifting up in that opposite direction with your fingers here, finding a little more length. And then go ahead and rotate your shoulders and your chest to reach the floor and face the floor here. Find a little more length for one more breath. And then slowly open the chest back up towards the center, and then slowly come down to the other side. So we were reaching to the side, but then also rotating that chest. So let's do the same thing on the other side. Right arm, nice inhale, and exhale, take it over. So first, just working into the side body, taking a few breaths. Grounding that hip into the floor, pressing down as you push away in opposition through your fingertips here. And then on your next breath, just simply rotate your shoulder and chest down to face your mat. Just a little twist here. And then come back up to the center, inhale, and then exhale, take it back. So let's do that stretch 2 more times, maybe working through it a little bit slower or faster. Inhale, that left arm reaches up, and exhale. So hopefully finding a little more length here. And then when you're ready, adding that rotation with your shoulder and your chest. And then coming back to the top. And then release, other side. So I'm just working through it a little bit faster. Inhale, reach over, other side, exhale. And then starting to rotate the shoulder and chest. So hopefully you're feeling that stretch along the side of your body. Then come back up to the center and then release. So one more time in each direction. Just grabbing my block here. So go ahead and do the other side. Do your one last round. I just sit on my block because my hips are really tight. It's a little trick there if you have a block or pillow. Make sure you rotate the shoulder and chest down. Come back up. And then one more time on the other side. Nice big stretch. Rotate the shoulder and chest towards the mat and come back up to the center. Excellent. So we're going to do one more seated here for our upper body, and then we'll take it down to the floor. We're going to take our palms together right here at our chest. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in, reaching them up. And as we exhale, I want you to bend at your elbows and keep your fingers nice and wide. You're going to find sort of a goalpost position. So imagine you're standing in a doorway and you have your arms on the side and you're sort of pushing your chest forward just a little bit. So let's hold it for one more breath, even if this is a little bit uncomfortable. Inhale, I want you to take it back up. Palms come together. Take your gaze up and then exhale, bring your hands back down. So maybe shaking out the shoulders a little bit. So this one might be a little tricky if you have very tight shoulders. Let's go through it 2 more times. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, open. And hold it. Perfect. So if this is not too tricky, maybe try to squeeze those shoulder blades together a little bit while you're here. Hold it for 2 more breaths, but I also want you to start to stitch that rib cage together and tuck those hips under. Let's start to warm up our abs. And then inhale back up, palms come together, exhale it down. And then one more time. Inhale, reach up, and exhale. Pulling those elbows down, keeping those shoulders away from your ears. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, but then also connecting your core muscles down into your hips here. And then slowly come back up, inhale. Head tilts back, exhale. Hands come down. All right, and just shake it all out. Okay, so now let's work down into the lower part of our body and our legs. So again, our focus, if you guys have come to class before, we're gonna do a little more stretching, low intensity. So always feel free to take it up a notch if you're feeling good today, or to even slow it down, whatever you need to. Okay, so we're gonna come all the way down onto our back, and let's start with those feet about hip distance. We're gonna find a bridge. So you're gonna position those feet right underneath your knees, and your arms are down by your side. So we're gonna start with a pelvic tilt first. So if you do Pilates, you might be familiar with this. I want you to connect your low back to the mat right now by pushing that low back into the mat. So we're doing sort of a pelvic tilt and pressing into the mat. And then we're going to go ahead and lift those hips off the floor. So maybe just a couple inches. Let's hold it for just one more breath. And then inhale, you're gonna slowly lower back down, one vertebrae at a time. And then exhale, let's come into that tilt. So pressing your back, tilting your pelvis towards your chest, and then pressing your feet into the floor, you slowly lift. And then hold for about 2 breaths once you're here. One more breath. And then inhale, we slowly lower back down. So let's try that bridge 2 more times. Again, going at your own pace, just making sure that you are breathing rather than holding your breath. And at the top, hold it for about 2 breaths. So you should feel opening in your hip flexors, but maybe also in your chest and shoulders. Inhale down, exhale up. Last one. And again, just holding it for about 2-3 breaths at the top. One more breath here. And then inhale, slowly come on down. All right, let's go ahead and pull those knees into our chest. We're gonna rock side to side. So we also come back to this at the very end of class, and it will feel really good at that point after we've warmed up and worked out. So we're gonna go ahead and make circles in one direction with our legs here. Feel free to wiggle your toes and circle your ankles here. And then let's reverse that direction. Making those circles. One more circle. Okay, let's go ahead and place those feet onto the floor. We just want to wake up our hips a little bit here. So let's extend those legs straight out in front of us. We're going to start with one leg at a time. You're going to hug that right knee into your chest. I'd like you to place your hands underneath your knee rather than right on top. You're going to keep that left leg extended. Let's go ahead and circle with that right leg. So maybe circles are a little smaller here if you're feeling that tightness, and that's okay. Reverse those circles. So lubricating that joint, waking it up. But also allowing your upper body to relax here, so no tension. Okay, now I want you to place your hand on that knee, nice and gentle. We're gonna open it out to that right side. So external rotation. That other hand is gonna reach for the opposite hip and pull it down so it stays on the mat. So pulling in opposition here, making sure both hips stay on the mat, or else you won't feel that full stretch. Keeping your head down, one more breath, and now we're going to pull across the body and use that opposite hand to pull it all the way across. This time our hips come off the mat a little bit. Let's extend through that opposite arm and look over that shoulder. So our first twist here, taking a couple of breaths, especially if you're feeling tight this Friday morning. Like me, I'm feeling the shoulders. And then slowly bring it back to the center. So just be mindful of your back here, your shoulders, and then go ahead and shake it out. Again, if it's a little bit too slow, feel free to move through this a little faster if you'd like. Let's go ahead and switch and do the other side. So now it's our left knee into our chest. Remember, hands underneath, keeping your back flat. Start to make little circles. It's also been really rainy, so I don't know about you guys, but my body's been a little bit achy. So that's why our focus is a little more on stretching before we get into our work. So reverse your circles here. And now we're going to do the external rotation, okay? So I have my left hand here. I'm pulling it out to the side just as far as it will go. Maybe a little extra push for that stretch. And then that opposite hip, I'm going to pull down to the mat. Making that connection, you're going to hold this for about 2 more breaths. One more breath. And then slowly bring that knee up and over. We're going to reach it all the way to the other side. Those hips lift off the mat here, and now we extend through the opposite arm. looking over the shoulder, and take a couple breaths. Feeling that twist in the center of the body, but also in the hips and maybe the shoulder. And let's bring it back to the center. Let's extend those legs nice and long. We're gonna find a little more length here, and also reaching up with our arms. Reach through your fingertips all the way down to your toes. Take a big deep breath, inhale, and then exhale. Okay, let's go ahead and roll over to one side and start to build some heat in the body here. We're gonna find a tabletop position. So as we inhale, we're gonna lift that chest, dropping our belly to the mat. Exhale, pull your chin into your chest, so a nice cat-cow. And moving through this a couple more times. Inhale and exhale. So feel free to make this your own. Sometimes I like to do little circles here. Maybe move your body in a little different direction. We'll do one more. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so we're gonna bring our hands just a little bit further ahead of our shoulders here. We're gonna go ahead and sit back into a child's pose, but just for a moment. And I actually don't want your feet to be together, okay? We're gonna inhale, come back up. We're gonna walk your hands up just a little bit, and then as we exhale, we're just gonna drop those hips forward. So sort of an upward facing dog, but we're leaving our legs on the floor. Now, if this is too much for you this morning, you just come down and get into a little cobra pose. So wherever you're at, we're gonna hold this for about 2 more breaths. I'm gonna come back up to the first one. And then inhale, I want you to pull those abs in, push away using your core, using your hands, stacking those hips back on top of your knees, and then exhale, sit straight back in that child's pose. But you have your feet about as wide as your hips and your knees here. Head down, one more breath. And then inhale, come back up. So let's do that one 2 more times. So you're gonna drop those hips, or maybe you lower to the floor. Find your cobra. So if you're here, lifting up, remember to be mindful of your back and how your body is feeling. And then tuck those hips under, pull your abs in, engage those core muscles, feel it right there. Push off. Inhale, exhale, sit back. We round the spine. So 2 opposing stretches here. Working through the low back, but also the hips. One more time. So inhale, lift up. And exhale. So I'm gonna do a baby cobra this time. Back's still a little sore. So one more breath wherever you're at. And then exhale, tuck those hips, pull those abs in, and sit back. Hips into those heels, nice child's pose. So this child's pose you can come back to anytime you'd like during class. And then slowly make your way up. We're gonna find a nice downward facing dog. So we're gonna spread our fingers, take those hands a little bit higher towards the top of our mat. Let's go and tuck our toes. Inhale, sit back, engage that core here, and exhale, lift up. Make an upside down V with that body. Go ahead and start to pedal those heels, maybe both at the same time. You can lift up and down, or maybe one at a time. So hang out here in that down dog. I'm just gonna come check you guys out every now and again. So down dog, pressing that chest towards your thighs. Good job. Nice, make sure to relax your head here. So it is nice and heavy. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And taking a couple more breaths. And then nice inhale, we're gonna shift that weight on top of our wrists. So you're gonna roll those shoulders right on top. Find a nice plank position, okay? So we're gonna really need to tuck those hips under here, engage those core muscles. Again, for modifications, those knees can come to the floor, or you can even lower to your forearms. You're gonna keep that neck nice and long. We're gonna try and hold this for just one more breath. So pull up through those knees. Inhale here, exhale. Everyone drops to their knees, and then we lower our chest to the mat. Our elbows go straight back. So chaturanga there. Flatten your toes. Inhale, lift for that baby cobra. Exhale, retuck the toes. Down and back, down dog. So we're gonna do it 2 more times to build some heat in the body, whatever version you'd like to do. Inhale forward to that nice high plank. Exhale, lower knees and chest. So we're gonna do that modified version. Inhale, we lift away from the mat. Exhale, tuck the toes. Back to your down dog. Hold it there. We're gonna do it 1 more time. I'm gonna show you a little more challenging version of lowering to the floor without lowering your knees. So if you're feeling good today, you can follow me. Inhale, come forward to the high plank. We do not lower those knees, so we gotta really use our core. Exhale, you lower by bending the elbows, hover for a second, and then inhale, move forward and up into upward facing dog. And then exhale, tuck the toes. Down and back. And let's hold it right here. Couple of breaths, or of course, lower into your knees, right? 1 more breath. Inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, start to walk your feet towards your hands. We're gonna find a nice forward fold here. So we'll take a few extra moments in this forward fold, really allowing your head to completely relax and feel really heavy here. So no tension in your upper body, just letting it go right here. Finding those hands, getting closer to the mat in front of you. Feeling free to bend those knees as much as you need to. 1 more breath. And then inhale. Take those arms out to the sides. We slowly lift up. You're gonna press those feet into the floor, nice and tall here at the top. Bringing those palms together, taking your gaze up, and then lower those hands to heart center. Excellent. So we're gonna move through a warrior sequence here to build a little bit more heat. Again, take whatever modifications you need to. Okay, inhale, reach up. Exhale, let's swan dive forward. So we lead forward with the chest. We let it all go. Inhale, halfway lift. You find a nice flat back. Press your hips back. And pull those shoulder blades together. And then exhale, we lower. So let's start with that right leg. Medium step back for a warrior 1. Glue that heel into the floor. Lift your chest. Stitch that rib cage together. Pull those abs in. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hold. Perfect. So we're gonna go warrior 1, 2, and 3 in sequence here. Nice job, guys. Looking good. Perfect. Remember those hips want to turn out a little bit. Your goal is to keep them facing front. So sink a little bit deeper, but keep that chest up. 1 more breath here. Inhale, we're going to straighten that leg. And as we exhale, let's open right up into warrior 2. So you're going to open up through that hip. Maybe take an extra step out. And those arms are going to lower down. So you can take a few breaths to get into warrior 2. It is a wider pose. So your front knee is bent, but back leg is nice and straight. So let's add a little movement here. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Bring those arms up so hands touch the top, and then exhale, we just lower down. Let's try it 2 more times. Inhale. So a little movement in that warrior 2. Exhale. Lower. Good. 1 more time. We're going to find that lowest point. Inhale. And exhale. Lowest point. Holding it here. So remember, you can always bring those feet a little closer in towards one another. I want you to imagine me holding onto your wrists and sort of pulling them in opposite directions. Okay? Let's look over that middle finger of that front arm. 1 more breath and fill in the legs here. Let's flip our palm as we inhale and exhale. Let's take it back to reverse step warrior, or also called peaceful warrior. So try to take your gaze at your hand. Add that little extra balance challenge this morning. Maybe that back arm wraps around to reach for that opposite hip. Take one more breath. We're doing that same side stretch we did in the beginning. And then inhale, come back to that warrior two. Exhale, let's go ahead and cartwheel those hands down. As we do so, our back heel comes off the floor. Our hands come to either side of our foot. We're gonna lower to our back knee. I want you to untuck that toe. Low crescent lunge, lift your chest. Keep the balance. Inhale, reach those arms up. And exhale, hold. Low crescent lunge, still pulling those abs in. Chest reach up. If you're feeling good here, maybe you arch back just a tiny bit, maybe to see how it feels if you've never done it. So you could try to take your head back, a little extra challenge there for the core. And then inhale, let's take those hands back down. We're gonna add a twist on our exhale. So whichever leg is in front, you're gonna twist to that direction with that same hand. So pressing your opposite hand into the floor, and then exhale, add that twist. Hold for a couple breaths. So the hand can be on your hip, or if you can find that fullest version, extend all the way through that arm. One more breath. Inhale, take those hands back down to the floor. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So exhale, reach up that back toe, step back into your downward facing dog. Feel free to go through this floor sequence, or maybe you just find a child's pose. So inhale, we were in our plank. Exhale, we did chaturanga, lower knees and chest. Doing the modified. Inhale, we lift. For that baby cobra, exhale, we tuck the toes. Down and back, down dog. So you're gonna hold that right there for about 2 more breaths, and what we'll do is the same thing on the other side. So you can stay right where you're at. I'm just gonna shift so you can see me. Open from the other side. Inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, walk those feet up to your hands. Coming back into that nice forward fold. Take one more breath. And then inhale, sweeping those arms out to the side, and then come up to standing, bringing those hands together. Head comes back, exhale, we lower the hands down. Okay, same thing on the other side, similar speed, so feel free to speed it up or slow it down if you need to. So left leg, inhale, reach up. Exhale, float it down. Just let it all go here. Anything that was bothering you this week, let it go. Big deep breath. Inhale, nice flat back, halfway lift. Driving those hips back, squeezing your shoulder blades together. And then exhale, lower. Go ahead and step that left leg back. Warrior one, so a medium step. Glue your heel into the floor first. And then engage those core muscles. Lift your chest, inhale, arms up. Exhale, hold. So that back leg is nice and straight. Reaching those arms up, finding one thing to focus on here in front of you. Make sure to tuck those hips under. We're gonna get ready to open up into warrior two, and just one more breath. Inhale, push off that front foot. You wanna rotate and open from your hip first, then turn your foot out, maybe adjust your stance, and then exhale. Find that warrior two. Take one more breath here to adjust. And then inhale, reach those arms up, palms come together. Remember, we straighten that front leg, and then exhale, we lower. 2 more, inhale up, and exhale. So we're just trying to find a little more length in the body. 1 more inhale. You're gonna find your lowest point here. Lowest point. So that arm that's in front, you're gazing over that middle finger. Your front knee is bent right on top of your toe. Back leg is straight. We're gonna pull that back arm back a little bit more. Nice warrior strong pose here. So arms are super strong. 1 more breath. Inhale, we're gonna flip that palm. Exhale, we take it back to reverse our warrior. Take your gaze up. Take a few breaths here. Maybe that back arm reaches behind the opposite hip. Press into that back pinky toe here. One more breath, big reach, and then inhale, we come back. Exhale, let's cartwheel those hands. So remember that back heel pops off the floor, and our hands come down on either side of this foot. We're gonna lower first to our back knee, untuck our toe. We're gonna find that low crescent lunge. Keeping your core engaged, lift your chest, inhale, arms up, exhale, hold. So nice low lunge, we're pressing through that left hip, getting a really big stretch here. Make sure you're tucking those hips under. Maybe you arch back a little bit here, that extra challenge, or you take your head up. One more breath, and we go into that twist. So inhale, those hands come down. Whichever leg is in front, you're gonna twist to that same side. So pressing the opposite hand to the floor, exhale, reach that arm up for a twist. So if you find that it's too much in your shoulders, take your hand to your hip, like I'm doing right now. You're gonna hold it there. So you're still stretching and twisting through the shoulder and the waist. But if you can, extend that arm straight up. One more breath. And then inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, we reach up that back toe and we step back to that downward facing dog. Remember taking whatever modifications you need to. Sometimes I take that extra step for my really tight hips. And then inhale forward to that plank. Tucking those hips under, exhale, lower knees and chest. Elbows go straight back. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, retuck those toes. Down dog. And let's hold it right there. So you can add an extra push-up, or you can just come right to your child's pose. Whatever you'd like. One more breath. Inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, walk those feet towards the front. Find this forward fold. One more breath. And then inhale, reach those arms out to the side. We stand up, nice and tall, palms come together. Maybe you lean back here. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Okay, everyone doing okay? Thumbs up, we're good? Okay, we're gonna do warrior three, which is our balance pose. So we'll sort of break it up. We'll start at the top of the mat. We're gonna do that right leg first. So inhale, let's reach up. Exhale, float it down. So you might want to be close to a wall if you want to use that option. Inhale, halfway lift. Really pressing those hips back, pushing your heels into the floor. You should feel a big stretch behind those legs here. So nice flat back. One more breath. This is important for our warrior three pose. It's nice flat back. Exhale, let's lower. So right leg, warrior one. We'll go back through this again a little bit faster. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, hold. So if you want an extra challenge in your warrior one, you're gonna just interlace those fingers, keeping your thumb and pointer finger extended. So just an extra challenge here. One more breath. Inhale, straighten that leg, open up from the hip, twist, and find that warrior two. So we get right into this warrior two. Get as low as you can, tuck those hips under. One more breath. Inhale, flip that palm, exhale, reverse your warrior. Take that gaze up. Maybe you reach that hand, the back arm, around to reach that hip. Maybe you lean a little more into it. And now straighten out your front leg, push into the floor to find a little more length. It's your extra challenge here. And then inhale, come back to that warrior two. Exhale, hold. So we did a low lunge before. We're gonna try a high lunge this time. As you inhale, lift your back heel off the floor and start to take that outside arm down and bring it across. So you see how I'm bringing it to the front. And now I'm in this nice high lunge. We're gonna reach those arms up, bring our palms together as we lower. So if you really need to, go ahead and lower down to your knee, okay? So low lunge or stay in that high lunge. So I'm gonna come back up to my high lunge. Hold this right here. I want you to try to straighten that back leg as much as you can. This part's a little tricky. Press through that back heel, straighten that leg, get ready to balance on this left foot. So lean forward as you inhale. Exhale, you're gonna push off that back foot. And I want you to lift up just a couple inches. And we're gonna keep that foot flexed. Hands stay at our heart so that we keep our back flat, squeezing our shoulder blades together. So you're just gonna start right here if this is new for you or if you haven't done it in a while. You can also hold on to the wall. Okay, so second time we go through it, we'll add on a little bit. If you're already ready to get into that warrior three, you can go ahead and lift that back leg and lower your chest a little bit, but let's hold it for one more breath wherever we're at. And then inhale, we're just gonna bring that foot down to meet our other foot. We're just gonna bend those knees and sort of bicycle them out. Inhale, we're gonna reach those arms up. And then exhale, we're gonna float it down. Go ahead and step back into that downward facing dog. Good job, guys. Inhale, come forward to your plank. So you can take this out and just find a child's pose. Exhale, lower knees and chest. Maybe it's a little too much for your wrists. Inhale and exhale. Again, do whatever you have to do here. One more breath in that nice down dog, lifting those hips up. Inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, walk those feet back to that forward fold. We'll get ready for the other side. Inhale, reach those arms up. Palms come together. And exhale. Okay, so other side. Left side. So inhale, reach up. Nice big deep breath. Exhale, float it down. You're gonna lift up halfway. Remember that nice flat back? So pushing your hips back, squeezing those shoulder blades together, and exhale, lower. Step your left foot back, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hold. We're moving through it a little bit faster. Extra challenge, interlace those fingers and get those arms a little bit closer to your ears. Tucking those hips under, breathe, one more breath. And then inhale up, exhale, open up. Warrior two. As low as you can here. 2 more breaths in that warrior two. Pulling those abs in, keeping that core engaged. Inhale, flip that palm, exhale, take it back. Reverse that warrior. Maybe that back arm reaches behind for that hip. Keep staring at your hand. Last challenge here, push into the floor, straighten your front leg, find a little more length here. Little extra challenge there. Big, big stretch, and then inhale, come on back. Warrior two, exhale, hold. So remember here, we transition to that high crescent lunge. So this back arm is going to reach down to meet the front arm, and our back heel is going to lift off the floor. We're rotating our hips, a little tricky. So we're facing that front leg. Inhale, arms up, exhale, palms down. So now we're in that high lunge. Remember, you can lower to your knee, right? Pulling those abs together and in, keeping that chest up. So you could do it on the knee here, or if you're ready to come up into that full lunge. Let's try to straighten our back leg. Press through that heel, one more breath, and then get ready to balance on this other leg. Inhale, forward. Keep your hands at your chest. Exhale, push off your back foot and start to do a little balance. Let's keep that back leg super straight and press through the heel. Standing leg is slightly bent. We're keeping our hands at prayer. Hold on to that, just so that we keep our back nice and flat. We don't want to fold forward into this warrior pose. If you're ready, maybe you bring that leg up a little higher and your chest a little lower, but you want to continue to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep your legs straight, try one more breath. And then bring that foot to your other foot, bend your knees, good job, sort of bicycle those legs out. We're just gonna go through it one more time and then we're done, okay? Reach up, let it go. Step it back, down dog. Or a child's pose. Maybe you take a breather here, maybe you grab some water. Inhale forward to that plank. Exhale, knees and chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog. So one more time through on each side and we finish on the floor. We're stretching, okay guys? Take one more breath. We're gonna press that balance one more time. Inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, walk or jump, finding your forward fold. Let it go. Inhale, reach your arms up. Palms come together. And exhale. Okay, so this time when we balance, you can use the wall. We're gonna try and bring that leg a little bit higher. And then maybe you extend your arms. So that's our fullest version, okay? But you could also stay right here today. It's however you're feeling this morning. So inhale, lift up. One more time through. Exhale, float it down. Halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhale. So we also go through this a little faster. Inhale, warrior one, step back. Exhale, hold. Building a little more power and heat. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, warrior two. And we can slow it down if you need to. One more breath. Inhale, flip that palm. Exhale, take it back, reverse that warrior. Inhale, come back. Exhale, find that high lunge. Lift that back heel. Back arm reaches around. Inhale, palms come together. Exhale, lower to your chest. Get ready to push off that back leg and find your balance. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, push off your back leg. So maybe you're right here with me. I'm only lifting a couple inches. Continue to breathe. If you're ready for the extra challenge, lift your leg up a little higher and lower your chest. Maybe you're ready to extend your arms straight out in front of you. Use a wall here if you need to. So let's try to hold it for about 3 more deep breaths. Let me see. And if you fall out of it, just come right back into it. You got it. Ooh, nice. Nisha looks great. Diane, one more big deep breath. Pull those abs in. And exhale, bring that foot to the other foot. Ooh, nice job. Shake it out. Okay, we're just going to go right into the other side. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, float it down. No floor vinyasa. Inhale, halfway, flat back. Exhale, lower. So this time we step our left foot back. Take an inhale, warrior one, exhale, hold. Let's turn around so you guys can see me. One more breath in that warrior one, other side. Inhale, up, exhale, warrior two. Let's keep the heat going. Inhale, flip that palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. We're almost there, guys. Hold on to it. Inhale, back to that warrior two. Exhale, hold. Here's the tricky part. So pull those abs in. Lift that heel off the floor. Back arm reaches down and comes to the front. High lunge, inhale. Exhale, palms come together so we can squeeze our shoulder blades together. Press that back leg. Inhale, forward. Exhale, push off and find whatever balance you're working on this morning. Breathe. Focus on one thing in front of you. If you're ready for that challenge, you lift your leg up even higher and you extend those arms out. Hold it right there. Reaching through those fingertips. Maybe using that wall. 3 more breaths. If you fell out of it, just get right back into it. You guys got it. 2 more deep breaths. Ooh, nice. Lift that leg a little higher. Try 1 more breath. Can you find a little more length from the mat? And then slowly bring that foot, to meet that other one. Bicycle those legs. You guys are awesome. Let's make our way to the floor. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. And go ahead and step back. Down dog. One last time, down dog. Really pressing your chest to your thighs. And then let's lower our knees. Bring them nice and wide. Our feet come together and we sit way back into those heels. Child's pose. Relax. Great job, guys. We have about 6 minutes left here of class. So we're just gonna stretch nice and slow, just like we started class today. So you can face in whatever direction, doesn't matter here. We're in our child's pose. We're gonna walk those hands over to the right diagonal as far as you can. Maybe reaching your nose to your knee. Big deep breaths, letting that heart rate come down. If you've got it to build up a little bit, like me. Inhale, come back to the center, and exhale, slowly make your way to the left diagonal. Big side stretch. Nose to knee here. And then inhale back to the center. Exhale, come back up. So we'll do a seated twist and then come down onto the floor. Seated twist. Let's go ahead and extend those legs. Do it this way, straight out in front of us. Shake it out. Ooh, I hope you guys are feeling nice and warm, a little sweaty. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and bring that right knee into our chest. Let's take it up and over the other leg. So crossing over. And then this right arm, so that same side, is gonna come behind you. Opposite arm is going to reach up as you inhale, finding some length. Exhale, we're gonna twist over that right shoulder. This elbow is either gonna come down on the either side of our knee, or maybe our hand does. So either way, I want you to first find length through your spine, and then once you're there, start to add a little twist over that shoulder. So keeping your spine long, your neck long, so that we're not folding forward into the stretch, right? Lifting up. Twists are really good for the body, really good for digestion. Let's do one more breath. And then slowly come back to the center. So let's just do a little counter twist to the other side, keeping our legs here and just moving our hands over. Just a very gentle twist. Counter twist for just a breath. And then come back up. So let's do the other side, shake it out. Okay, so left knee up and over. Other side. Inhale, that right arm reaches up this time. Exhale, we twist over that other shoulder. So whatever side you didn't do last time, you're sitting up nice and tall first, and then either your elbow or your hand is sort of providing that opposed resistance to get into that twist. So sitting up nice and tall. Try to deepen your breaths. Inhale through the nose, fill up the lungs. And then exhale out. And then to the center, inhale, keep those legs here. Exhale, just a little counter twist to the other side. Just a gentle twist, and then let's come back to the center. And shake those legs out. Excellent. So we're going to slowly lower down. You can place those hands behind your knees, or if you want that extra challenge, maybe you hang out here for a little core challenge. Just pulling those abs in, maybe for a couple more seconds, and then you can slowly make your way down. Whew, good job, guys. Okay, let's windshield wiper those legs. So our feet are on the floor, and we're just dropping those legs here from side to side. We've got one last stretch to do. So we're gonna find a happy baby. We're gonna go ahead and lift those legs up. We're going to reach for the outside of our feet and our toes so that those knees come out to the side, and we're going to extend those legs up. And maybe rock side to side so that we massage our back. Maybe your legs come straight out to a straddle, whatever you like. Well, this should feel good. And then when you're ready, just bring those feet back down, lower them to the floor. And if you're a regular yogi and you have an inversion in your practice, I encourage you to do that now. So that can just be as simple as a bridge, or maybe you like to do a full wheel, or a plow pose, or legs up the wall. I'm just gonna come into a bridge. So if you're not sure, you can just follow me. And I'm gonna hold here for just a couple breaths. So again, this is just an option. And then when you're ready, you're going to find a relaxation Shavasana pose for our final minute of class. So that can look however you want it to look. So today I'm going to extend my legs out, arms down, palms facing up. I'm going to close my eyes. So find whatever is relaxing for you. And if you find that this in of itself is challenging, just sitting here doing nothing, maybe focus in on your breathing and place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Try to count to 5 as you inhale, and count to 5 as you exhale. So taking deep breaths. And then slowly start to move your head from side to side. Start to open your eyes back up, wiggling your fingers and your toes, bending those knees so you can place your feet onto the floor, hugging your knees into your chest one last time before you sit up. Rolling over to your favorite side, maybe hanging out there for a second, and then gently begin to press yourself up and find a nice comfortable seated position, maybe the same one you started class in this morning. And once we're here, we're going to inhale, bring those arms up, and exhale, our palms come together, down to heart center. We'll close our eyes and bow just for a moment to thank one another for coming to class, thank yourselves for making the time for you and your body this morning. And we'll open our eyes and we will say namaste. The light in me honors the light in you to one another. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful Friday. Please let me know if you have any questions, comments. We have coffee talk coming up in about 10 minutes. If you want to stay on for that.